Okay, so now we've showed you how to turn the Mac on. I'm going to show you how to start up Premiere Pro. Okay, so the cursor's here, and the tile that we're looking for is this one, PR. Okay, double click onto the tile. This does take some time to load up. Okay, so this is the Premiere Pro opening screen. I have a few projects that I've done already, but what I want to do is I want to start a new project. So I am going to just go to here, new project, hover over that and click on the mouse. Okay, this screen should come up here and it's going to ask you what you want to call your project. So I'm going to just call this demo. Leave the time code the same, leave audio samples the same, and leave capture, it's in HDV and we have captured it in HDV format, so that's okay. And we're just going to click on OK there. So now we're on the interface screen. I'm just going to explain what each of these little windows do. Okay, so here is where we are storing our media, so our original footage that we've got from the SD card. Here is where we can play the footage from our original footage. And this is our timeline where we're going to put all our clips. Okay, and here, this is where we can view what's on the timeline. So the first thing that we need to do is to get the footage from the SD card onto the Mac and into Premiere Pro. So what we're going to do is go into the top left corner here and minimize the window with this yellow button here, yellow icon here, like so. I'll just get rid of that for a second. Okay, and I'm going to go to PWL SD1, which is my memory card, and I'm going to go straight to private. Double click on that. Now this comes up as a QuickTime file for some reason, so I'm going to press Control and click the mouse and show package contents. I'm going to do the same on the BDMV bit, show package contents, and then I'm going to go straight to stream. And here is my footage. And the ones footage I want to use here are test 1, test 2 and test 3. So to select all of them, I'm going to press test 1, then hold down shift, test 2 as I select it, and test 3. And I'm just going to move them onto the desktop like so. So drag and drop onto the desktop. Now I've dragged and dropped onto my desktop. I've got test 1, test 2 and test 3 here. And what I want to do is I want to put them into my Adobe Files folder. So if I just click on the desktop screen there, go to Go, go to Documents here, click on Adobe, click on Premiere Pro, click on 11.0, and I want to put them in here. I can create a folder in there. I press the settings cog there and put new folder, and I'm just going to call that demo. Now I'm going to select all these three by holding down the mouse, selecting them like that, just as I drag the mouse down, and I'm going to pop them into my demo folder there. Done. From here I'm going to open my Premiere Pro program up again. Okay, so this is my demo project, and what I want to do is import my media, okay, my clips. So I'm going to click on this bit that says import media to start on my import window there. Just a double click. That's not what I wanted. So I'm going to go to Documents, Adobe, Premiere Pro 11.0, which is where I put my files, and I'm going to go to the demo folder, and here are the 3 things that I want to import. So I'm just going to click 1, hold down Shift, click 2, click 3, and then go to Import at the bottom of this window. And you can see they're imported down there. And that's how you import files into Premiere Pro. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to have a look at my footage and see if it's okay. So I've got my clips already imported here into my import window. They're in the project now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the footage here. I've got my footage here, my clips, in my import window, okay, and I just want to have a look at them. So the way that I'm going to do that is just by hovering over and double clicking, and it will come up in this window here. Hello Jenny. And I'm going to play the clip. This little blue arrow here is the playhead, okay, and it takes you to wherever you want to be in the clip. Okay, so I'm going to take that to the beginning, and I'm going to just play it using this play button here.
Okay, that was really over dramatic. Do you want me to do one that's slightly more normal?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Terrific. Okay, so if I want to go back at all, just a little bit, I can use this one next to it, this little mini rewind button. And I'll forward. And if I want to go to the end or to the beginning, like so. Okay, so this little one here, little arrow right to the beginning, this little arrow right to the end. And that's how you view your clips. The next thing I'm going to show you how to do is to edit your clips in the media browser. So where we've got our clips here is in the media browser, and let's say that I didn't want to use all of the clip that I've got here, I just wanted to use a little bit of it. And so what I'll do is I will find the point where I want to, let's say for instance that I did find Jenny's first reaction a little bit over dramatic. Okay, so I'm going to take it to a point in the clip where it was indeed a bit normal. Thank you, Jenny. So I'm going to take it to about after 3. Okay, so I'm going to take it to there, and I'm going to press the I button. The I stands for in. So that's where I'm actually going to start the clip. Okay, that's all looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. But I don't want her reaction at the end. So I'm going to cut it about there. And I'm going to press the O button, which stands for out. So now, if I select this clip and drag it into the timeline here, it will just take this part of the clip, like so. Drag and drop, and there we go, our first clip is in the timeline. If I want to watch my clip, I'm just going to press the space bar. I can also use play if I want to, but the space bar is probably just a quicker way of making a little shortcut. Terrific. Okay, so now I have that in the timeline. I want to put a new clip in. Okay, so now I have that in my timeline. I want to put a new clip in. So I've got this one here selected of Alicia already. She was asked to look a little bit scared of Jenny as she was getting angry. So what I'm going to do is press play and see what I like about that clip. It's all looking good to me. Nice little zoom in there. Okay, most of that was pretty good. So I am actually going to have that straight from the start. I'm just going to press I there, and I'm going to take it to I'm going to take that to the point where the unwanted noise comes in, which is okay, about there, and press O. And I'm just going to drag that into the timeline, like so. So as you can see, if I bring it close to the end of the clip there, where the playhead is on the timeline, you can see that it just slots in nicely. I don't have to worry about getting it in exactly, like so. So if I play it back, I've just taken my playhead there all the way to the back, but I could also do it that way if I wanted to. Press play by pressing space. Now I have edited 2 clips together. Okay, so now I'm going to put another clip in. I'm going to put in this one, test 2. So I'm just going to take a quick look at it.
Oh, I just don't believe you, Alicia. You are doing my head in. Really?
Bit strong. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to drag that from start to finish. I don't need to do an in and out on that one. Okay, and again butt it up to there. But now if we have a look at it, actually what I want to do is I really want to put Alicia's reaction here. And I'm also going to trim this with the razor tool. Okay, so using the razor tool, it's a little bit like when they used to edit in the old days. They used to get a razor and they used to cut bits of films and stick them back together. So the razor tool is just here in this little panel. It's the second one down on the right. If you hover over it, it says razor tool and in brackets C. So if I press C, it'll go straight to the razor tool. There we go. And so now I'm on the razor tool. As I hover over the footage here, the clip, you can see that as I get closer to the playhead, it sticks right to the playhead because it knows that I want to cut there. So I'm just going to click it once. And I've got to go back to the pointer tool, okay, which is V, selection tool. And I'm just going to select this bit of footage. Okay, and what I want to do is get rid of it by pressing the backspace button, like that. Okay, now I've used the razor tool, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this up, okay, a little bit. It's not going to affect anything. So this splits into 2 parts. This is the audio part, the sound, and this is the video part, the bit that you see. I'm just going to take this clip here, move it along the timeline, and butt it up to there, okay. I'm going to now take this, move it along the timeline to where I want to put it. I might just have to move it along a little bit more. There we go. Move it along and bring it back down again, so it's all butted up nicely. So now I should have 3 clips that are nicely spliced together.
Oh, I just don't believe you, Alicia. You are doing my head in. Really?
Okay, so I'm still not satisfied with that. There's a little bit of a jump in the edit in between where Jenny is. There's a little bit of a jump in the edit between Jenny's clip. There's a little bit of a jump in the edit between the two clips of Jenny, and so what I'm going to attempt to do now is to get another little bit of Alicia and pop it in there so the edit is not quite so wonky and jarring. Okay, so I'm still not quite happy with my edit. There's a little bit of a jarring edit here. Okay, as you can see, it doesn't really match up very nicely. So to kind of break that up a little bit, what I'm going to do is use a little bit of footage here from Alicia looking a little bit more defiant. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move that, select it there, so I've pressed I, and I'm probably going to stop it about there, so I've pressed O. So there's my in and my out again, and I'm just going to drag and drop down here, okay, and put it in exactly where I want it, which is there, and that's just slotted in quite nicely now. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look at that.
I just don't believe you, Alicia.
That's
You are doing my head in. Really.
That's a much smoother edit. So we've used those tools to tell a little story using Adobe Premiere Pro Edit Suite.